How's it, Clinton? How's it, Anna-Marie? Well, for after yesterday's excitement, it's been a bit like paint drying today, isn't it? That didn't work out too well, did it? Maybe we got in a bit early. Oh, it's always easy afterwards. But anyway, I think it's still in. We'll have a look anyway just now. How's it, Clinton? How's it, Anna-Marie?
Let's see.
Well, for after yesterday's excitement, it's been a bit like paint drying today, isn't it?
But were you talking to me?
No. Sorry about that. There's an echoes on. Yeah, echoes on. There's the YouTube on at the same time. I had to knock it off, otherwise, just echoes. Well, might get lucky. Maybe that support will hold. Well, my career with NGAS has been somewhat on the checkered side, to say the least. Let's give it a few more seconds. Yeah, well, just say there's but a rather a questionable pass on the NGAS. Well, it was so slow once. I made money on it, but I think I died of boredom before I could collect the money. Another time, I did so well. So what I wanted was boring, but I didn't win. It's annoying. Anyway, we went in. I said it was a bit aggressive and it's a small one. So anyway, we'll see. Might still come right. Keep fingers crossed. No. Okay, well, 4 o'clock. Well, sure. There we are. I think it's just a bit below that. Flirting with it, but it's not married it yet, so it might bounce from me with a bit of luck. Not much else I can say. Keep your fingers crossed and hope for the best. Been very quiet today. Really, it's talk about the calm before the storm or the calm after the storm. I don't know. The demand's okay. It's not doing too badly. Still a bit of profits. Pulled back a couple of times and held and moved up. So we're still okay there. Still open with the stop, but it's very sideways with this 15-minute job. Popped up a bit, came off now. Quiet, very quiet. A couple of funders came out. Didn't have much effect on the market. Retail sales and the other was the what should we call it? The sales for Canada and building permits. Retail slightly up, but I'm not sure I can fully figure what's happening in Canada. It didn't have much strength. Anyway, whatever happened there, didn't see much effect, so just leave it alone. Yeah, sorry, it's been a bit of a boring day, actually, probably here. Let's have a look at a couple of the yen ones people are asking about. Should we jump in them? And I said, hang fire, looks like the right thing. You know, I thought it might get going. No, it didn't. Might bounce off here. I've still got hopes it might do, but I'm still a bit nervous, I think. So yeah, sorry, not very exciting, but I mean, there's a possibility there. It might suddenly take off and put a smile back on my face, or half face, should I say. But at the moment, yeah, I think it might hold. I'll put a line there as a reminder, see if that can hold. We need a bit more confirmation. Don't forget this session, but before we get too cute with that. The other one was looking at the CHF, JPY. No, to the CAD first. Nothing new, exciting happening there either. Don't seem to have found the bottom yet, so leave it. CHF, JPY. Some people thought maybe we got something going on there, but that's the weekly, sorry. Clearly not. Let's look at the hour chart. Yeah, I just thought it might be going up this level here. Thought might have a chance. Wait till this takes out. Didn't take out, swing back down. So yeah, where's the range? Is that on the 1 hour? 60 pips. Yeah. I'm not excited. Sorry, guys. In a few hours, maybe you'll see something. It's not blowing, and not blowing my hair back at all. What's happened to this one? Oh yeah, sorry. Thoughts. Yeah, okay. Yeah, hovering around. It came down quite nicely earlier on, and I thought it might start attacking 1.12. Then it gave up and sort of meandered back up again. I assume you've all done mentioned this morning about 1.1310 stop, so you're protected in profit whatever happens within reason. Let's see if it can meander down again, but it's a hell of a quiet today. Yeah, I think it's finally they're asking about is it going to be thinner trading, and yet it is. Well, of course, people on holiday, but I think a few people will be taking their laptops. I don't know, maybe they're all on the road, getting down, going wherever they're going. But it was quiet today. So yeah, not much else. We looked at this one, looked at GBP, the US dollar ZAR, the yen gas, and the Japanese yen ones. Not much happening. In fact, the only one thing happening for enough more things is NGAS. It's maybe it'll be rescued. Oh, hang on, what's happened now? Well, that's it then. It's been stopped out. So the only action's been the one we don't want. It's the negative. Well, all right. Just what I didn't tell you, Anna Marie. So that's not a nice way to start the afternoon off. One trade we got out today. Our work, as I say, was only 50 bucks a micro, so it can go too big. Disappointing, but looks like it's well, doing what it's doing. Okay, well, there we are then. Okay. So yeah, this at least dollar rand at the moment seems to be okay. Yeah, I'm going to look at a couple of shares with pleasure. Couldn't you mention Apple? Look at that before opening. I'm not sure what you expect to happen here. Do you expect it to go down? Do you expect to bounce? And this is getting in the way, so I'll take that out of the way. It's representing nothing there. Let's look at the weekly. Maybe might get a bounce there, but then it might not. There's no sense of any bias coming in. We'll count that, and of course it's closed. The Nasdaq, last I looked, is still hovering around the 11,000 mark. Very quiet. There you go. Absolutely subtle happening there. See what I mean? Nothing happening there. I'm sorry, guys, but this is definitely complete opposite of yesterday's excitement. Hey, I really enjoyed yesterday's room because it was going nicely, and I think the shock to the system, that sudden yen jump. People are a bit wary, and just as well, because a few guys are WhatsApping, should we ever go at the CHF US dollar? And I said, no, I'm not convinced. And just as well, because it just suddenly just jumped back down again. It doesn't know where it's going. It's very much meandering. So yeah, I'm sorry I can't say much more exciting than that. Yeah, I thought maybe get a bit of action coming during the afternoon to see something. Maybe we'll see some of the afternoon opening Americans, but at the moment, yeah, not a lot. Yeah, I'm a bit sad myself. Yeah. I suppose it's better being bored than losing money doing daft trades, I suppose. That's why a bit of patient book should come in, but it is boring. Yeah. Don't know, I'm still in love, or did he get stopped out? Because love's actually go off quite nicely. That was a trade we had out last week, I think it was. Came off quite nicely in the end. Okay, yeah, I think we're all out of it. As you know, Microsoft hit the TP, might get a bounce here, but who knows, it might continue down. Difficult to say. The Nasdaq at the moment is giving no indication whatsoever. It's our good friend Netflix. There we are, might get a bounce here, might actually look at a long on this, but then again, look at those wicks in the last couple of days. Is it encouraging? Not particularly. Again, the Nasdaq, I know it's film whatever, but it's still counted as a company because it's all on our softwares, you know. Well, no, nothing happening there to indicate any particular movement at all. Sorry. So I'd have an opening show from 4 to 7, pretty much on the well, Balkan side, to be honest. Got another word for it. So yeah, I can't see this blowing my hair back. Anyone see anything blowing your hair back? Anything? What about Oracle? You ever seen a look at Oracle? Nothing much happening there. Gold hit the target 1806, which is quite nice. It hit our TP. So I thought might chance maybe a bit of a pullback. But what's the dollar doing? It's hovering against above 104, no clear direction. The yields, no clear direction. So it's technically maybe a pullback a bit, but is it confident enough to think of a short on that alone? Does that give me enough confidence? Just that part alone, it looks a bit high. To sell it in the buy zone, just has got a little bit of resistance there. Any weakening more of that dollar, we could take these guys out and move further up. And he's straight to come down, 50-50. So I don't see something there. So sorry, guys. What can I say? Anything to add on that? Any New Zealand pairs you like to look at? Anything like that you like to discuss? You like to chat about? What we could discuss, if you like, if you can't trade until 4:30, doesn't seem much happening at the moment anywhere. Unless you spot it, please tell me. Is chat about something to do with trading, the overall aspects of it. Maybe we can go into that. Some questions you're not sure of. Look, we answered. What's Coke doing? I think we had a trade out now a while back. I'm not sure it did well. I can't remember. What's Coke doing? I didn't mention that, no. I think it's GBP CHF. We're in that trade already. We'll have a look at it if you like. But yeah, Coca-Cola. Look at that. Look at that wick there. Look at the wick there. Look at the wick there. Look at the wick there. No, I'm sorry. We want to look at NZD CHF hop skipping, yeah. I think somebody did mention that this morning. Look to buy. I can't say I was over enthusiastic, but I've agreed with some maybe upside with a stop down here, the TP up here somewhere. But nobody seemed to be particularly excited about it. And has anything happened the last couple of hours or so? Not really. You know, what's this now? 4, 3, 2, 1, 11, 10, 9. Yeah, it did pop up, pop straight back down again. So it didn't exactly fill me with enthusiasm. Van Rensburg. A couple of people did. I think some what they're doing. Then again, here's an hour chart. Look at that. Looks like a buy here, did it? 10-year here. Ignore this lot. 10-year here. Looks like a buy there. Yeah, you're right. And then what happens? Back down to square one again. Hip hop. Look at the daily if you like. Yeah, there's a possibility, that one. Yeah, I'll give you that one. There's a possibility. If that yen's suddenly so exhaust its strength, that's looking a good strong possibility of a bit of upside in the daily, that is. We can put the stop. Don't put it too far, maybe down here somewhere. Possibility, yeah, there's a little weekly in there. Much. 4 hour anything there. See, my worry is not getting going. How far is that, mind you? If you took minus 100 pips, that's not bad for a jump. You'd be happy with that. I suppose you would be happy if you did take it this morning. Yeah, it made 80 pips before it came off. Not too bad, I suppose. Doesn't really get going though, does it? I guess as good as mine. But since you asked me, I think it's just the little. I think a lot of trades are a little bit knocked back by the overreaction. Well, I'm saying overreaction, but anyway, is what it is of the yen. I think they're just still a bit confused. A little bbit of thinner trading, there's no doubt about it, thinner volumes. Yeah, I think that, well, I certainly am. So I think most people are a bit taken aback by that sudden movement on the yen. Well, the extent of it, I mean, expect some movement, but not to that extent. So I think people are a bit wary of it. They're sort of thinking, yeah, maybe it's getting a bit overbought now, sorry. Maybe we can start getting in on it, and then it doesn't seem to be getting going. But yeah, it's a possibility, this one, but as the yen strength reached exhaustion, if you believe that, technically that's not a bad looking buy to me. I'm just a bit wary of the damn thing still. And as a clear example, I'm today. Started to pop up, a couple of guys, more than a few guys said, should we go for it now? And I think, hang on, wait. And I'm pleased to say that was my decision. I think they followed it because just as well, we came back again. But it does seem to be holding. Let's go back to the hour. It does seem to be holding this area here. I'll give you a juice, consolidate. Is it likely to be another move down? Well, that's the risk you take, I suppose. It's a possibility, and if it does move down, well, you're wrong, then you've just got to accept that. Does anyone think that there's a likelihood of a bounce here? And even bounce 80, 90 pips, it comes off, grab it, you know what I mean? Does anyone think there's a chance? That 200 held on the nail. Someone's asking me today of why I use them, and Sheridan, she's here at the moment. See how it works? They're on the nail, not always like that, so maybe I'm exaggerating, but it does often do that. Does anyone want to do this, or should we move on? I'd like to come back on. Do you want to do this, or should we have a look at it just now? I think maybe a bit of chicken there, but a clap, okay. I need a bit of persuasion myself, so that's fine. But it's a possibility, not a bad idea. If you came up with it, not a bad idea anyway. Things in cozy, yeah. Not a bad idea, cozy. Possibility, just a bit nervous. Not your fault, it's me. Sorry, US dollar CAD, bigger pardon. What is that candle today? It's what, 16 hours old. So I look at that candle without looking at anything else. Immediately it hits my eye, like a headline, in the face. What does that candle tell you? Did it tell you it's a great trade, it's very, very decisive, or reeking with indecisiveness? See what I mean, Mike? It is tired, yeah. I like that. It's a tired candle. Buy it or sell it. You take your choice. I'm going to leave it alone. It's very indecisive. It's about as indecisive as it gets. Like this one over here. That's why I say you might use the word doji, and some people might remember the name, but not you learn it. Everyone knows what indecisive means, so rather stick with that. Might not be economic jargon, but everyone knows what you're talking about. Nah, that's take your pick if you want to buy or sell that. I'm gonna leave it alone. Sorry. Yeah, it's almost funny. It's so ridiculous, eh? So somebody brand new coming in this, what sort of carol they got themselves into? Yeah. Now, if you're new here, it's just not normally like this. Action packed. I mean, it is. I believe it goes 10 to the dozen, at least I do. But at the moment, it's all about feast or famine. It's a bit of a famine at the moment, trade-wise. Okay, so say if you want, we could certainly discuss other things. You know, concepts of trading or other bits and pieces you want to know about. No problem at all. We can use that to try and add some value rather than trying to find a non-existent trade and jump on it and then get disappointed afterwards. But yeah, anyone see any glimmer of excitement on this one? Maybe you'll see something I don't. What do you see there, Mike? Because I don't see anything, I'm afraid. Just pray some action coming at 4:30, eh? If you can see a share, please tell me about it. I haven't seen much going on there either. Well, it's certainly do, and it's certainly do the time of the year. It's thinner trading, but say these days because of portability, people can take their laptops with them. Remember the past, it was, I would say, really thin because they had desktops, they weren't laptops and that sort of thing. But now, laptops are affordable to most, so you take it with them. Usually, where they go now, they've got Wi-Fi. Not here certainly, but certainly overseas. People got Wi-Fi in the bus over there. But yeah, so they take the Wi-Fi with them. It's cheap and free in most of these places when they're going on holiday. So there might be some action there. I just think it's still a little bit of dust settling after that big movement at 5 o'clock this morning on the yen. But so what's it got to do with the dollar or the CAD? I don't know. Guess as good as mine, to be honest. It's unusually quiet. I won't lie to you guys. I had a bit of a boring day, to be honest. I actually like what I do, so it's a bit frustrating, yeah. And then somebody, I think it was Clinton, actually, told me, "What do you think of this?" I said, "To be honest, Clinton, I don't know." Years of experience going to, I don't know. But rather that and try and make up some clever reply, which turns out to be complete nonsense, and you lose a bit of credibility. Or worse, they laugh at you. But yeah. Yeah. I mean, even the two fundies coming out +3 didn't have much effect. They were a bit different to expected, didn't see much effect. I just think, like me, like you, the other guys out there are not sure where the next step is. They seem to short the rally, but it's already done that. Are we going to get a bounce or is it going to go down? You know what I'm saying? We bought the sell, if that's correct. Not a contradiction in terms of the selling the rally. So we bought the sell idea and it's done nicely, even better than we expected. In fact, on the NAS, it went through a little bit, quite a bit more than 11,000 before it bounced back again. Now we're thinking, what now? I'm just guessing. That's what I'm thinking. Now what? It's not high enough to resell. I'm not confident enough to buy it. So what do? I don't do anything. If you don't do anything, you don't move the markets. The only thing that moves that price action is buying and selling. Not buys and sells. It's not going to move. That's why you get these penny shares. And a penny share is, those are the lower area of the stock market, which is very thinly traded, not much volume, not many buyers and sellers. Institutions don't usually touch them. So you get days where they don't move at all because there's no buyers and sellers to shift it. Well, if it's a global recession and the markets are coming off, well, you saw a rally. Remember during COVID, if you were trading then, I don't know if you'd started trading during then, it was the opposite on the NASDAQ. That was a massive bull rally. So you just bought the pullbacks, went up, took your profit, pulled back, bought again, took your profit, pulled back, took your profit. That was the way to go. And yeah, if you get a bear market, often you can do the same the other way around. But remember, most people, I'm used to it now, feel uncomfortable with the bear, they prefer the bull. It's all naturally to their heads, buy rather than sell. Well, this one. Well, if you're looking for short, maybe, so look which way around. Short. That's what you mean. That's for shorting it. That's a short. It's right. I can't do it properly now. No. Here we are. Sorry, wrong one, idiot. Right. There we are. Yeah. Yeah. That's a short because it's rallying up to 6 or 8. It might come off. But then, how far is that? 80 pips. It's not too bad. 80 pips, I suppose. But then it didn't get today. Yesterday and Friday, it didn't really get any follow through. You can't see to break the 618 area here on the way up. And for me, if you start from top to the bottom like that down there, it is a problem place there. That means you're looking to short it. If you can look to long, you've got to go from there to there, and then you're not going to get the fib. But fib or no fib, I just look at the candle to say nothing's happening. Remember what we say, guys? Look what the buyer and the seller are doing. They're doing squat. You put all the fibs you like in, still doing squat. And that's what's happening at the moment. And I tell you what it is, really, it's quite simple. Other guys are waiting for other guys to make decisions for direction to follow. I'm not going to stick my neck out, wait, someone else stick the neck out. And if it's a popular decision, I'll follow it. If not, I'll let him get on with it on his own. Like life, eh? So if it's a recession, you get a bull bear market, yeah, just follow the trend. The beauty when you can sell short, other guys might be suffering. Sounds a bit incentive this, but you can actually make some bucks during that time. That's why, not so much here, but in the UK, when you get a lot of short sellers coming in, when it comes to get to trouble, they stop the short sell, they pull it, so you can't short. It makes the situation worse. And they get quite a bad name in the UK because they're quite knowledgeable about this. Not everyone does it, but they're fairly knowledgeable about it. And the short sellers are not actually liked, to put it that way. They seem to be profiting on somebody else's doom. But that's not really short selling from this point of view. I'm talking about shares now. Remember, this is not really short selling. If you buy the dollar, you buy definitely selling the Canadian. If you buy the Canadian, by definitely selling the US dollar. So it's different on Forex. I'm talking about shares. Gets into trouble, the short sellers come in, and then they make it even worse. It's like kicking a guy when it's down sort of attitude without the short sellers on stocks. Don't like it. Not on equities because you can't. I'm talking about derivatives, yeah. Well, it's not strictly true. You can on equities, but it's only about a week, and you've got to fulfill that position. But we're not on equities and derivatives. And yeah, on shares, when it has a problem, you short sell it. You're not well loved, and you're profiting out of somebody else's shortcomings. You know what I mean? Yeah, so rambling on a bit here, but I don't see anything there. Unless somebody else, then tell me it. I don't see that. And if you look at the short, I put the fib in for the short, and you can, but even the fib didn't really get much going. So don't much want to spend more time in it. I'm just waiting, actually. I think it's a possibility of the yen weakening somewhere. Just need to have some leader to do it, and we'll grab it. And I think that's a good chance of happening. As you know, I like the Swiss franc, and I think there's a chance that could be happening. But it's not happening yet. So don't catch the falling sword as yet. Okay. What's saying gas please? Coming off out of interest still. Well, leave it alone anyway. Didn't do us any favors, leave the thing, forget about it. 5 minutes time, this will open, see what happens there. If it's very, very quiet, maybe we do discussion about trading ideas, concepts of trading, or great Q&A if you want. But I don't want to follow if the Americans are dead as a doornail, who are we to shout and scream? I think somebody bought it, did quite well out of it anyway. We'll have a look anyway. Yeah, I'm going to be selling that. The reason why it's selling, yeah. The reason why I don't want to sell that, Pete, is because it's right down resistance. And obviously, I'm still having a couple of hassles there, discussed about China free trade and that. And the dollar's getting going. I mean, I'm looking at the green candle at the moment, but how long is that going to last? It's very much, hip hop, I think, as Anna Marie calls it, hip hop. And just see a bit of green now. I don't get so excited. Oh, yeah, great. Getting a bounce now. We'll sell the Aussie. And then look what happens. It suddenly changes mind and goes down again. And where are you going to put the stop? You put it above here, which you don't put it in the daily range. So you're talking over 100 pips. Stop. Where's the next hurdle here? You can't get a risk reward unless you want to take it down there. And I see no evidence as yet to confirm that's going to happen.
Roger, can I ask you something?
Yeah.
My husband is also in the trading room. on his laptop, and
Okay.
I went into specifications. I'm not sure of. I can't remember which. What was it, Dirk? NGAS.
NGAS.
I think it was NGAS, but on my computer, the spread said it's floating.
Yeah, they
But
all do.
on his computer, it said 1,900.
No, you're not talking NGAS. You're talking about the dollar rand.
Oh yes, that's true. Yes, the dollar rand. Yes. Why is the difference? What's the difference?
I don't know. It should be one or the other. I agree with you. Mine's not floating. Most of them say floating, but on the dollar rand it says. But that's why I agree with what you talk about. You said 19. It says the spread is 19 pips. I'm not sure why one's got floating. Good question. I don't know. Clinton, any idea why would one be floating? Not on top of difference. I mean, he's got the dollar rand floating, and she's got the dollar rand as I have.
Yeah, because it was just funny. I couldn't understand it. Why?
Couldn't it be the different account types, Roger? The different account types, a commissions account and a spreads account.
That's just
okay.
Just about to say that. Just about to say.
I think I'm in one in 500. And my husband might be one in.
Understood.
No, it can't be. I'm on 1 in 500. Sorry, people. We are arguing here. What is what? But yes, it might, Clinton. It might be like you say. Okay. Bye.
Yeah. Okay. So the commission looks like, if you've got a commission account, it looks like it's floating, and the spread is there. What's it mean, floating? It means it's round about that, but not exactly. So if you see the spread on that one's 5 pips, for instance, okay. But sorry, that's the NAS coming up. But we go over in a moment. That's floating. So it's not always going to be 5. It could be 4. It could be 3. It could be 5.5. It's floating around that level. But yeah, that's a good point, because this one is a 100-to-1 account. I think it's 100-to-1. Yeah, it is. Yeah. So it's there, made in the commission. I don't have a commission account, so there we are. Okay, that's fair enough then. Okay, let's go to the NAS. Thanks, Ed. Good question. We all learned something there. I think we learned anyway. Sound like the right answer. Right, it's coming up. What's happening here? Let's get to 15, might help. See what's happening here. Just give it a few moments, see if you get any action. Look at that. It's absolutely incredible, isn't it? It has no idea where he wants to go. You don't see that very often. On opening, very rare I've seen that. That's extraordinary. Absolutely clueless. That's about as clueless as I've ever seen it. So I'm not trying to be negative, guys. I think it's funny. It's like putting one leg to the ground and start running around in circles. Right, should we trade that? Good idea, eh? Yeah, you would scalp. I'm not that keen on scalping with costs involved. The only way you want to be scalping is you get as a prop trader, or you got your money and you need to get it. You need a decent amount of money where you negotiate some international brokerage somewhere in America, maybe, where they'll reduce the spread for you or reduce the cost for you to give you the opportunity to arrange trade. So then you might pick an hour, let's see, try and pick something volatile like the NASDAQ, not now, but normally, and maybe put an hour and put it. And if it's a range trade in an hour, you put a horizontal line at the bottom and at the top and just try that. But at the beginning of your journey, I wouldn't worry about it too much at this stage. Yes, because you need experience for it, and you got to take into account the costs. Yeah, I wouldn't do it on a commission account either. I looked at it a few times, had its merits, but it just I'm still happy. Maybe I'm a bit stuck in the stick in the mud at the moment. With the overall ways that I've been doing it for the last 2 or 3 years or so. And it's worked for me more than it hasn't, so I'm not going to fix what's not broken. Yeah, but it is moving out, but it's still in profit, It's slow, but I think just let it run. You got your stop in, you got your strategy, you got your TP, you've taken a view. It wasn't your own. We discussed it together with the backup of the trading room, and we made our decision. Okay, so stick with it. That's why you have to stop. Just say, oh, well, in that case, it's wrong. We're there, move on, sort of thing, in theory. Right? Look at that. I can't say I've ever seen that on opening the Nasdaq. Maybe I missed it on Christmas Eve or New Year's Eve when it's so quiet, but that's extraordinary. Have you seen that before, Clinton, or anybody trading? That makes NGAS seem exciting, doesn't it? Afternoon 5. Now that's a first. Nothing else to remember this day. that kind of behavior. But anyway, going back to what I'm saying, hey guys, what's it telling you? Telling you the market out there don't know. If the guys with hordes of PhDs and millions of dollars worth of equipment, not too sure who it for us to say we are.
As a scientist, I don't understand the analysis of this.
Of this at the moment, you mean, or generally speaking?
Currently, Roger.
Say again, sorry?
Sorry, currently I don't understand it.
Okay.
It just doesn't make sense.
Well, it does to me. It's because people don't know, and they're jumping around. They're going in and out the off chance. There's no direction there. I don't know if you played roulette. It's like a guy goes and just bungs them on the numbers just for the hell of it. No strategy. You just think I've got a whole pile of chips. I'm bunging on a few numbers. That's what it is at the moment. So not sure I'm the heady heights of a scientist, but I don't understand that either. I just nobody seems to know what's going on. So I think everyone's waiting for somebody else to put their head out so we can follow. Right, Microsoft. Well, yeah, we can't say it's totally going against the trend because it isn't a neutral zone. It does seem to be holding on the 50, give you due. So we're not actually buying it in a sell zone if you expect that. So yeah, there's a chance of a bounce here. I hear you. Why am I nervous? Well, we hear what Farney was saying, and I agree with him. You see that NAS now? It hasn't got a clue. Hasn't got a cooking clue. So yeah, that thing could bounce up $2 and then come back down again. And you think, damn, then maybe I'll short it's broken through and it bounces back up again. Look at a couple of yen trades we looked at earlier on this session about 20 minutes ago. Popped up, then popped straight back again. Clearly, I think the Nasdaq's telling me it all there. He's a scientist and he can't make any tell of it. We can make any tell of it. And I say go one above the scientist. The multi-million-dollar computer bloody guys don't seem to know either. That Nasdaq tells me I'm nervous of taking any direction on this at the moment. Sorry, guys, but I mean, I'd rather do that and be boring than bang it on there and get smacked. And hey, look at that, Clinton. That's decided to come back down again. You see my point, eh? Or do you agree with it? What do you think? I mean, without embarrassing Farley, battering up too much. Assange is not an idiot. And he can't make any tell of it, And we don't have to be a scientist to see that. Let's get back to NAS. I have a clue what's going on. So who should be, to me, if I was a trillionaire, I might be able to move the market. Say, come on, guys. Well, I wouldn't be able to put a trillion on anyway, because there wouldn't be enough sellers for me to buy it off them. There's not enough product to buy. You've got to always remember that. As I'm waffling on, just try to give an example. You want to go into your local butcher's and you say, I'm a buyer for the Hilton group of hotels. I want 20 tons of fillet steak. You think they'll be jumping up and down with happiness, such a big order. The problem is they can't fill that order because they don't have 20 tons to fill the order. You get the idea. So even if I had $1 trillion, I said, I'll buy that to shoot it up. Well, there's not $1 trillion worth of Nasdaq available for me to buy. So it wouldn't work. And the buyers and sellers, it's almost exact equilibrium there. Honestly, I'm sorry going on about it, but I've never seen that in 7 minutes of opening, anything like that before, ever. I'm not talking when the American market's closed. I mean, the American market's open. It's amazing. So, yeah, Clinton, over to you. Do you like the Microsoft? Talk me through it. I'll leave it alone, go on that. I'll certainly look at it if you guys want.
What I'll do is I'll just see how today plays out and maybe check tomorrow.
I think so. Okay, look at the jump, Baba now. No, it's jumped down. No, it's jumped up. That's right. No, it hasn't. It's jumped down. Sorry, we got it 92. So I think of 82. Sorry, 92. At least Baba seemed to be coming right. But yeah, I agree. And I mean, just, you can be a Marine, you can be a Rambo, but that's foolhardy, I think, at the moment. That's like charging into a machine gun. I don't know. It's a very clever idea. It might miss, but chances it will hit you. Yeah, at least Baba. I don't know. Anyone's still in Baba? It's coming right. It's still in there. Seems to be coming right. I'll discuss stop losses if you like modifying on that. Anybody still in Baba on a short? No point me going on about it if nobody's in anymore. Anybody still in there? It should be because you've gone at 92. No, Baba. Very good. When in doubt, resort to humor. I like it. But seriously, because we had it out, I think it was last week, Thursday, Friday, something like that. Maybe some guys took it. Anybody here in this trading room take the Baba and still in it? Because if you are, we can start looking at maybe modifying to protect. No, okay, so nobody seems to be in it. Okay, I'll leave it then. Okay, so not much point going on about Baba then. We'll be selling it now anyway, so leave it. But anyway, it was a trade. Maybe they're out. Anyway, at least it's going well. Let's try this damn Swiss franc. We're getting nowhere there. No. Is the dollar rand doing anything yet? Nope, come back again. It's at 1740 just now. Even this guy doesn't know what to do. Stage 12 load shedding, and it'll move 1 cent in the wrong direction. Leave this alone for the moment. If you're in, hold it. I still think we'll see upside, but hold it. And let's not panic. Still a bit of profit there. Yeah, so I'm a bit fascinated. Always hitting times with that. Now it's shit unadulterated lack of movement. Makes snail racing seem quite exciting. What's Netflix doing? Anything there? No, I thought maybe the chance for a buy on Netflix and have a look, but no, that decided to come off. I'm absolutely clueless on this one. Sorry, guys. I mean, look, Tesla might get a bounce at these levels there. It's another point. I must admit, I hear you. Thought Tesla might get a bounce at these levels. But even that doesn't seem to be happening. So yeah, I'll give you some good investment advice. Put your money back in your pocket and sit and wait it out. Have it in cash, as they say. So have a look at that GBP CHF. We're in a profit. See if it's progressing at all. Maybe move the stop again. No, that's not happening there. No.
Or as I read this morning, take your money and put it in gold because everybody is just undecided.
Yeah. Well, yeah, when they're undecided to go to gold, that's probably what's keeping it above 1800. Yeah. But then again, would you be chasing it now? No, I've had some quite trading room experience in my time, but this I have to say, from a sheer sort of dead as a doornail, it's like looking at the markets on Christmas Day and you suddenly realize they're closed. It's not Christmas Day today, is it? Huh? Someone looked at Euro JPY. Sort of making them fishing desperately here. Hey, Brady, trying to get some fishing going here. Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, guys. Let's discuss something else. The football, if you want. I don't know. Discuss the cricket, if you want. Or we can discuss trading ideas or basics of trading, if you want. Maybe we can get some value that way. But I think you're going to have to be fishing some pretty big lines to capture tittle on this.
Sorry, Rog, I managed to get in late. Is there any trades that you looked at and that the TR took?
This afternoon or today? Just this afternoon, you mean? Nothing this afternoon.
This afternoon.
Nothing, zero. Just gone over. I've done quite a bit of whinging on the boredom of it. We got knocked out the end gas, which is not a very good start for the afternoon. I mentioned a couple of funders that came out, retail sales in Canada and the home sales in America, and slightly different to expected. Didn't see any effect on the market. And otherwise, nothing at all. We've been desperately trying to find something. What's the time now? In the last 40 minutes, but nothing, not to buy, sell, or anything. It's like penny shares. The volumes obviously are very thin at the moment. Maybe everyone's leaving on holiday. I don't know. It's incredibly quiet. So we discuss other matters. Any questions? We're sure of, like, came up a bit. One's one are floating, one's are fixed, things like that. We can discuss. And if I don't know, I admit I put my hand up. I don't know. Clinton, by the way, must try and remember, you or I, what this half means. We'll do this one. What's it mean, half contract? Because somebody asked me that, was it yesterday? And I wrote it down to ask this morning, the strategy. I'm not sure anyone else there. Maybe JC knows. I'm not quite sure what that half means.
Yeah, I got the same question when I gave taxing training last week. So
yeah. But I've got it written down. Try and remember. If I don't try and do, two of us, one of us should remember. Try and see if but probably JC might know. I don't know.
Yeah.
So, yeah. The contract is 100,000. What do you mean half contract size? Probably think about it and then we're told. I think quite nice thing that how obvious. But yeah. For the good part, I mean, it shows you guys. And if I don't know, I'll say I don't know. Too many people try and make up a fancy story to don't show they don't know. And you're getting false information. I don't bloody know. Okay. Well, come on, we had 5 out yesterday and 3 or 4 the day before. And now look, as a lady who wants to do some cooking for Christmas Day, I don't want to babysit my computer, so I'm not too upset about nothing going on. That's one positive way of looking at it. It's a good idea. So at least the people around you know they can have a decent meal. Because you concentrate on that, not on half a mind of what you're missing out on movements. Yeah, that's true. And you see what gets it, because there's so much action yesterday, it gets to you a bit. It's like coming off a highway in the middle of the Karoo, doing about, well, I know you shouldn't be doing about 160, 180. Come on, we've all done it, let's be honest. And then suddenly coming into town where you got to drive about 100, you feel you stop the car. It could be something to do with Twitter, but I think this focus on Elon with Twitter has been going on so long now. I think other people are not taking notice. So, because I said I'm quite interested in what happened. Now that you click a like button, if you go into Instagram or Facebook, it's coming on all the time now, to the point of always badgering me. So I think it's been overdone, you know. The news factor, not what he's doing. I'm talking about the desperate trying to find something else, you know. It's like this Meghan and was it Harry? Was it Meghan Merkel? Or no? I keep thinking Angela Merkel, you know, the old chance from Germany. Was it Meghan Merkel? That's Meghan Markle, yeah. Astounded how many people avidly follow that. I mean, I'm not against them or pro them, to be indifferent actually, but I've heard of them, that's about it. But it's amazing the fuss they're making. Probably got some Netflix thing out. It's an extraordinary amount of fuss they're making about it. Mostly the negative, I might add. But same Musk at the moment, over covered. I did watch that, but I watched one of the Americans, Housewives of Hollywood or whatever it was. I mean, I was fascinated because it was so bad. You can be fascinated by beauty, you can be fascinated by bad as well. There's these completely overmade up, gormless ninnies, just talking mindless drivel, and that's supposed to be fascinating. Mind you, look what happened with Big Brother. That was popular. And that's something I can't really get my head around. I think it's a bit sorry when you find that sort of fascinating, you know what I mean? Well, then look at Jerry Springer, how popular he was. Can with pleasure find something to look at. Yeah, not if you don't mind, not housewives from Victoria, if you don't mind. Don't mind looking at them as long as you don't have to listen to them. All right, yeah. 15 minutes, don't tell me what to do. Right, what do you want to do with this one? Because I can't see anything there myself at the moment. It has come down a bit, so they might get a bit of a chance, a bit of upside. Yeah, I'm leaning towards maybe a bit of upside, but haven't got a breakthrough here. Indecision on that candle. Around here, I was thinking, hang on a minute, we can start looking, maybe take it up again. Where's the 200 up there somewhere? Yeah, definitely in the sell zone, might be getting undervalued. But yeah, I'm not confident. Hey, Ken, you asked me about Brent earlier on today. I'm not confident. If you saw there, I say we could take a risk on that, do a stop down there, $2 or $3 stop like we did on Brent last time, and aim up there. And we did quite well. But it's a moment a bit in no man's land. I don't have any outside knowledge there. Suddenly go back to 885 or we'll come back to 70. I'm angling towards the upside. Yeah, let's discuss Christmas cake and pudding, if you like. Probably more fascinating than that, than what's happening there. But I don't see something there at the moment. Again, this is not happening. I don't know which way it's going to go. I can't guess that. Okay, you're doing the gammon with your honey glazed or whatever. Brilliant. Yeah. So let's just see something to chase. Let's see if the Nasdaq. Then we maybe discuss a couple of things if you like. Now it's still trying to come down. Maybe it's due. Yeah, that was last week. Yeah, I won't try and chase it now. I should like trifle. I haven't trifle for a while. Maybe we try that. Yeah, just keep an eye. Maybe something happens on the yen. I don't think it's going to be today. Maybe tomorrow. Okay. Shall we discuss other stuff then? Discuss food lovers and Centurion if you like, or do you want to discuss any moving averages, any indicators you particularly like, or anything to do with this? Could well be, yeah. I think that's the next one. Could jump a bit, as we all know, but I think the next step is 10.5. If this can hold, then we can maybe get us trade down to 10.5. Yeah. Yeah. Gold. Hey, it's breaking through. Not yet. Not broken through yet. Good chance getting back to 1820, and then I think it might come off. Yeah, it hasn't been to 1820. June, 6 months ago. Might go up there. What's the one now doing? Might do. What's the dollar doing? Coming off a little bit back to 104.10. Remember, I said earlier on, don't get excited. Dollar's going up. See green. You could change around. Now it's done that. It's come back again. Completely not sure. The yields are going up, which could be a bit more negativity for the markets. Not with Forex and talk the share market. See, again, it's not really getting going. I mean, that movement there, 60 pips, is diddly squat on opening, absolutely diddly. And look, it's trying to move back up again. But yeah, down, I think, is the name of the game. I'm not chasing this one, S&P or the Dow, and it's too early to preempt to pull back on the gold at the moment. So I think, again, sorry, guys, keep the money in the pocket. But the yields are starting to move back up again, which could mean we get some more upside on the gold and some downside on the markets. No, hang on, wrong way around gold. Down on gold and down on the markets, with the yield going up a bit. But we shall see. Actually, coming back to, I think, setting up for a short. Keep an eye on that. I think we get a good chance of it. It's a good chance. You might.
Sorry,
What?
what do you think that the dust settled around the yen yet?
So I was thinking as I was talking there, so I'm gibbering a bit, so my mind was a bit on that one. But yeah, I think it's setting up for a short. I think we could get one there. Just keep an eye, we might get a short there. The yen, anything happening there? Let's go to shorter term. See, it's not happening yet. Try the CHF. Still not much happening yet. 15 minutes a bit indecisive, just a bit clearer. See, not much happening yet. And the CAD JPY, not happening either side much yet. So not yet, no. Still have to sit it out, boring though it is. I think the Euro Japanese yen was also the same story. Still not going. I know we looked at daily, there's a possible jump there, but it's not getting going. See what I mean? Look at that, sellers coming in. So not wrong. The best one actually, something, Anna Marie actually, is the best one so far, possible of a short here. I'm just looking at the yields going up, but that's very negative for gold, even more than the dollar. I think we could get some downside here. But you remember in NGAS, we thought that would happen, but I think there's a possibility here. We haven't put the stop up here. I think we took maybe a just over $15 stop. Take it down here. Yeah, I think we'll squeeze one in if you think it's going to come back down there. Of course, very aggressive though. It's aggressive. So we haven't got any. No, it's too aggressive. That's when you know you're really fishing and scratching. Better than some of the others, but still not that great. Now, just should leave it. Be annoyed if it does pop up to 1820 or whatever stops you out. You'd be annoyed. I'm not too sure about that. I think it's gonna. I think it seems to be holding around about these levels, and the yields are pushing up, which is negative for gold. Dollar's not really going down any further; it's hovering. I think it might be a bit of profit-taking pullback here, and it might, if the yields continue up a bit further, might come back. That's the best I've seen so far this afternoon by far, but even that to me is a bit questionable for a short. I'm not sure it's going to go up for a buy, but I'm not strong enough to say, hey, buy, you crazy? No. Don't sort of look sheepish tomorrow when it's shot up to 1820, you know what I mean? But I think it's a possibility we can get a pullback, but clearly it's not happening, so leave it. That's correct. Right, yields up, DXY up, gold down, markets down. Yields down, dollar down, markets go up, and the gold go up. Yeah. Remember, it's a safe haven, the United States dollar. That's what it still is. Yeah, the Chinese yuan wants to go that direction, but hasn't got there yet. So it's a safe haven. So if the safe haven starts letting you down, where are you going to go? You go to gold. And remember, just a quick explanation. I know a lot of you do know that, but just repeat again. The opportunity cost I mentioned a few times in the past. Gold does not pay a dividend or an interest. So when you take gold, it's an opportunity cost. And that cost is the interest rate elsewhere, like the yield. If the yield's very high, why would you want to put your money into gold? Because you're getting no dividends, so you just take a capital gains risk and you get a guaranteed return on that yield or interest rate. So the higher the interest rate, the more you're missing out on gold because that opportunity cost is kicking in. So therefore, it'll be negative on the gold price. Hope that's clear. Hope that makes sense for those who didn't already know that. Look at Microsoft again now. See, not doing anything. See what I mean, Clinton? Went up to 241 just now, and then now down to 239, now back to 240. Yeah, that's too preemptive. Nasdaq's popped back above 11,000, so it's not really getting going either side. It's basically waiting for a catalyst, I think, to push in a particular direction. And maybe a big fund manager might bung something in and get it moving, I don't know. Or maybe some sort of fundamental might come out. I don't know. But at the moment, it's waiting for a catalyst. Meta sell. What do you think? Finally, what do you reckon?
It's all over the place.
All
So
over that bloody
I can't
place.
form a trend or anything. So that's why I'm asking you. It's amazing.
I'm telling you, I'm asking you now. What I see, what you see there, it's crazy. It's all over the place. There's not a trend anywhere in sight. It doesn't know what it's doing. Look at all those gaps. It hasn't a cooking clue. Hasn't got a Christmas cooking clue. Ah, yeah. What about Meta? Yeah. What about Meta?
Amazing.
Amazing, isn't it? Yeah. I say I've been around this business. I've seen this sort of total utter inaction in quite a while. It's just I remember this going forward. Yeah, this is the day when absolutely nothing happened. Remember that very important day on the, what's it, the 20th of December, written down in the history books, when absolutely nothing happened. Suddenly go crazy. Yeah, guys, I don't know about you. I'm running around in circles. I just want to discuss something else. I'm thinking maybe we'll wrap this up because I'm starting to go slightly skewy here with this. Do anyone want to discuss something else before I start knocking on the loony bin door? Playing solitaire, good idea. Anyone, Clinton, anyone, anything? I don't want to waffle on and bore you, never mind me. Unless you want to ask a couple of questions or something, but if you think of any value to add, Clinton, anybody out there, discuss with pleasure. But I think the trading is pretty low on the menu at the moment, unfortunately. CAD CHF. You like that CAD CHF, don't you?
The reason I dislike CAD CHF is I made profit on it the other day.
Now that's a good strategy. Yeah. Well, there you are. There's a fascinating, look at that candle left, full of direction, eh? I'm not so sure about that, Richard. Got more nerve than me. Sorry, Clinton. I mean, you want to take it from here? What would you want me to do with this? Because I want to do nothing with this, nothing there. Agreed or not?
Roger, if you zoom out quite far, I think zoom out maximum, and you'll see 2020. Another.
I think can't maximize any more than that.
No, just one more. There we go.
Yeah.
So it's just those support levels at the moment, but yeah, that's all that I can think of at the moment.
Yeah, I hear you. Support levels. What I don't like is the candle.
Yeah.
That candle there is telling me nothing's happening. It's not going up. It's not going down. It's nothing happening. That. Never mind looking at 2020. To me, looking at what it's doing at the moment, it's sod all.
Yeah.
I think maybe there's something in it. Maybe the traders in the US, this is the day they all leave. Why particularly Tuesday afternoon? Do not know, but maybe there's been a mass scramble to go somewhere and leave their desks. I don't know. Strange. I don't really have any. I don't have any particular favourites. No, not really. See what's happening, go for it. I have to say, lately I quite like the CHF JPY because one that's quite strong and one's a bit on the weak side. Well, no, it's a bit strong, Japanese yen, but up to them wasn't too bad. Often like something like the euro dollar or the dollar yen. I like the Canadian Japanese yen not so long ago, but now nothing really. See what seems to be happening at the time. No particular favourites. Yeah, I take your point. If you get 3 or 4 more specialised, maybe, but yeah, but not really. No, I can't say that I particularly like the euro dollar and don't like the, I don't know, the euro CHF. Depends on the situation. What I do every morning, just out of interest, I'll do this. I go up, I look at the currencies, not the shares, look at the currencies, so I go like that, have a quick look, see if there's anything happening. Not much, or there is. I'll dig down, write it down, some discuss later. Can't see anything there, so I'll go to the next one. Can't see much there, go on to the next one till I find, dig down a bit, looks not too bad, and I'll write it down for discussion later in the morning strategy room and then in the trading room. So yeah, but yeah. So I do go through a lot. It's become a habit now, doing it every day. So you know, you first start, it might be a bit daunting, but if you do it every day, it becomes habit in the wheel. And yeah. So there we are.
Roger, and Tesla for sale.
You want to chase it down there? It was mentioned earlier on. I'm just a bit nervous of chasing it down there. Let's put the 4 out, see a bit clearer there. Do you want to chase it down there? It seems to be the name of the game. It's not doing too well. We know he sold off quite a few shares. I can't remember how many million he sold off to buy Twitter. But still, it's a lot. Actually, it's not just that. Remember, he's gone up against the swamp by opening up the free speech, as he calls it. Debatable, but I think it is, on Twitter. I remember Twitter's part of the tech group, the bond, the swamp, I don't know, whatever to put it, the club, that's probably the club. And he's attacking the members of the club and they don't like it. So a lot of guys will be turning their back. I mean, you know, like Hollywood's owned by the clubs. So the up and coming stars in Hollywood have got to say, oh no, I'm not going to buy a Tesla, that sort of thing. It's all, you know what I mean, I'm spelling it out. So that's had a bit of a knock on it. Plus, as they sell the rally job, the overall. But I think it's got to the stage where there might be a little bit of a slowdown there. You know, you might have your beliefs, but you don't want to sort of lose too much by chasing it at the lower end. So yeah, I'll be selling the rally. I wouldn't be buying it now, but I'm not that confident that I want to be chasing it now. But yeah, I hear you on the sell, no problem at all. But I say it's a lot of it's to selling off by Twitter and the club that do not like him. Anyone who goes against their narrative, they're very strong and getting at you. So come back to that video, no particular favourites, yeah. I had stocks, I do like the tech stocks, to be honest, more let's say Coca-Cola or whatever, because you get more movement. I like volatility. All right, not much today, I get that, but not with the volatility, yeah. Gold, oil, I've done it, you know. Never trade the Nikkei out of interest. Once the German, once the FTSE, never the IBEX. Plenty times S&P. Okay, guys, because I'm running out a bit of steam here. Anything you want to discuss, or should we see if we get some more action tomorrow? Hope to God we do. This is really bad from a trade perspective. It's like working for R1 an hour. We come here to try and make some bucks. CA. So what do you think, Pete? You got any bright ideas? Anything brilliant there? Any trade of the century there? Clinton, anyone? any problems there? Should we wrap it up and catch you tomorrow? Because unless you want to stay for a couple of things, I'm more than happy to do that. It doesn't bother me, but I mean, I feel I'm going around a bit in circles here. Okay, fair enough, then, Pete. See you tomorrow. Okay, guys, we'll wrap it up. And Colin and the newer guys, just pray Henny, etc., get some action tomorrow and get back onto the winning foot houses for it. Maybe get some decent trades out for you guys tomorrow. This is really not good. It happens. We had 4 or 5 out yesterday and a few days before, so we shouldn't get too down, but we'll see if we can find something tomorrow. Okay, guys. Great.
Thank you all. Appreciate it.
And thank you, Farney, as always.